Welcome back to The Explainer. So, have you ever managed a complex project and just felt like you're drowning in endless, completely unproductive meetings just to get one single decision made? Yeah, it's a universal pain point, right? Well, today we're diving into a really fascinating look at how to actually gather meaningful feedback without the migraine. We're going to explore how combining deep, structured discussions with rapid sentiment testing solves this exact problem. We'll be looking directly at the methodologies of two digital engagement platforms, Mindhive and YeahNah, and how they unite to turn all those fragmented opinions into a powerful, actionable strategy. Let's get into it.
Here is our roadmap for today. We'll kick off with a welcome to digital engagement, see how deep insight meets rapid feedback, and then jump into two real-world case studies, solving regional youth crime and scaling live summit analytics. Finally, we'll wrap the whole shebang up with ethics, sustainability, and pricing. Let's move on.
All right, Section 1. Welcome to digital engagement.
To really grasp what we're talking about today, we got to zoom out a bit. We need to look at how modern platforms are basically rewriting the rulebook on how organizations build connections. What we're talking about here is merging modern marketing, data analytics, and human-centered design into this overarching concept of digital engagement. Now, this isn't just about, blasting out a quick online survey and crossing your fingers. No way. This is about supporting the entire life cycle of your communications. It means starting from the ground up with audience research and content planning and taking it all the way through to engagement analytics and reporting. It lets organizations track user behavior, analyze sentiment, and actually measure performance metrics across incredibly diverse communities. It's totally comprehensive, and most importantly, it's driven by real data.
Moving right along to Section 2, deep insight meets rapid feedback.
Because here's the thing. To get the full picture, organizations usually need two completely different types of engagement. Think of them as two halves of a whole. On the one hand, we've got Mindhive. Mindhive is built for those structured engagement campaigns. It handles the full life cycle, planning, pulling out really deep expert insights and rich qualitative data. Basically, this is where the complex, kind of slower problem-solving and consensus building actually happens. But then on the other hand, we have YeahNah. YeahNah steps in to complement that by offering rapid, lightweight engagement. It's totally mobile-friendly, and it's designed to capture broad public sentiment in a flash using quantitative data, like those quick, swipe-based binary questions. Organizations use it to instantly test messages or validate themes based on real-time feedback. It captures the folks who honestly just aren't going to sit down for a long-form consultation. So together, they cover both the deep expertise and the broad public pulse.
Now for Section 3, solving regional youth crime.
To really see this dual-engine methodology in action, we're going to look at a highly complex case study involving the Rockhampton Community-Based Crime Action Committee, or CBCAC. The core problem they were facing? Fragmented intelligence. Just imagine trying to coordinate almost 100 different local services. It's an absolute logistical nightmare. This fragmentation was causing a massive duplication of effort, and nobody was really sharing knowledge about the root causes of youth crime. So to cut through all that noise, CBCAC adopted a sequential two-stage approach. Step 1, they brought in Mindhive for expert-led collective insight, running a highly structured 3-week discussion. Then, for Step 2, they rolled out YeahNah for broad community-level validation of the ideas those experts just came up with.
And I want you to notice the specific phrasing here. They didn't just ask for local opinions, they actively pulled in practical insights from around the world on how to tackle youth crime. By getting all these experts together digitally during that first Mindhive stage, they managed to hammer out 4 clear consensus recommendations: redefining education pathways, establishing a backbone agency for better coordination, localizing decision-making for funding, and strengthening community collaborative efforts. These weren't just abstract pie-in-the-sky ideas, right? They were highly practical recommendations ready for implementation.
But how do you actually know if the public agrees with a bunch of experts? Well, that's where the scale dramatically shifts. When CBCA deployed YeahNah in Stage 2 to test those 4 recommendations, they saw a massive uplift in engagement, reaching over 1,000 people. By using these rapid, short-form questions, they were able to test public sentiment at a huge scale. This broad validation gave them incredibly strong backing for each recommendation, and all that real-time feedback let them quickly refine their strategy and really tighten up their main narrative.
And the result, by uniting their effort, literally combining the deep expert insights from Mindhive with the massive community endorsement from YeahNah, CBCBAC produced a unified regional strategy that aligned all 100 of those separate services. The evidence base they built was so rock solid and so thoroughly validated that it successfully secured a massive $2 million state government funding package. $2 million! It just goes to show how incredibly powerful a structured, data-driven narrative can be when you're looking for tangible investment.
All right, on to Section 4, Scaling Live Summit Analytics.
So, we've just seen how this works over a multi-week community consultation. But what happens when you need to process data instantly, right in the middle of a high-pressure corporate event? For this, we're looking at the Australia-India Business Council, or AIBC Summit. The challenge here was a whole different beast. The AIBC Summit needed to capture real-time input from hundreds of attendees across multiple panel sessions, all happening simultaneously. They had to process both qualitative and quantitative data right then and there to generate actionable reports. When you're in a room packed with top business and government leaders, tech failures or slow data processing? Yeah, those simply aren't options. There was zero room for downtime.
To handle this absolute avalanche of data, you can think of their technical setup like a massive automated funnel. Both Mindhive and YeahNah were deployed, rolling out dedicated sector streams, complete with user authentication workflows and role-based access controls. As the live discussions were happening, automated session prompts were firing off to keep the audience engaged. And behind the scenes, Mindhive was busy doing natural language clustering and topic mapping on the fly, while YeahNah used its slick, mobile-optimized UX to aggregate all those swipe-based binary questions. It was a massive, simultaneous capture of both sentiment and ideas.
And the outcome of all this technical heavy lifting? Flawless. The platforms handled sustained activity over several weeks without a single second of downtime, pushing hundreds of contributions through automated pipelines. Plus, the quantitative accuracy gave them incredibly clear stats. Just look at this participant feedback. A full 100% found the summit engaging, and 80% said they learned something new. This proves, for sure, that you absolutely don't have to sacrifice a great user experience just to get high-volume data capture.
But let's be real. Beyond the participant experience, what project managers really care about is the bottom line. This cross-system integration merged all those qualitative insights and quantitative results into one unified digital report. And for the project managers tuning in, here is the absolute best part. This automated workflow completely killed off manual note-taking and those endless, annoying post-event email surveys. The operational savings in both time and human resources were massive, radically slashing reporting time and instantly informing their post-summit strategy.
Finally, Section 5, Ethics, Sustainability, and Pricing. Whenever we're looking at rolling out powerful digital tools like this, decision makers always need to know about the logistics and the ethics under the hood. Ethically speaking, these platforms guarantee transparent participation and an equal voice for everyone contributing, backed by robust moderation and really strict personal data protection. And from a sustainability angle, this model goes all in on 100% digital delivery. That means zero travel, no stuffy physical meetings, no venue-based workshops, and absolutely no printed paper surveys. It all runs on a cloud-based, low-carbon infrastructure, which makes it a wildly more sustainable and efficient alternative to those old-school, costly street-level operations.
Now, looking at the pricing tiers, the structure is refreshingly transparent. It's laid out across 6 distinct levels, showing both market rates and maximum rates. Level 1 kicks off at a highly accessible market rate of $115, and it scales up logically to Level 6 at $350, with proportional maximum caps along the way. This kind of clear, predictable tiered structure is a real game changer because it allows organizations to plan their digital engagement budgets with absolute certainty. You're just matching the scale of your investment directly to the specific complexity and needs of your project.
Which brings us to our final thought for today's explainer. Based on everything we've just unpacked, from solving those incredibly fragmented regional issues to live processing data at high-stakes corporate summits, I want to leave you with this one question to chew on. Are your communication strategies truly capturing the whole picture? If you're only relying on deep expert workshops, or maybe you're only blasting out broad, generic surveys, you might literally be missing half the story. The real power lies in uniting effort, blending that structured, qualitative insight with rapid, broad validation. Thanks so much for joining me today. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and I will catch you in the next explainer.